Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This one is a community cast, and it's a special one, because this is from archerm16, and this is his first ever multiplayer game. That's right, his first ever one, so I want everyone to be really kind and constructive in the comments, but it's a hell of a game, so I wanted to show it off. I mean, it's great, that's kind of what I want my channel to be about. I want it to be encouraging the community, right? And I want more people to get into multiplayer, and hopefully I can give people some pointers. That's what I want this to be about, and this is a great chance to really show that. So, absolutely fantastic. He's playing as Tomb Kings. I know, guys, what you're thinking. I don't like Tomb Kings, but I do like Tomb Kings gameplay. I just don't enjoy playing as them for some weird reason. It's very strange, but gameplay, totally fine. I love watching them. So, yeah, weird, isn't it? Anyway, Tomb Scorpions. So he's got a couple of Tomb Scorpions. He's against vampire counts, and actually Tomb Scorpions are great because they have enough armor and they're sort of dodgy enough that it's quite difficult to sort of take them down quickly. You really need sort of a big, heavy-hitting lord or a terrorgeist or get it caught out by blood knights. But they're very difficult to catch out, especially if they're going to be in support of the front line. So, Tomb Scorpions, great. They'll do a lot of damage to Graveguard. They'll be able to hunt down any sort of necromancer on foot, things like that. They're very capable. I like this. I think it's a very good addition. Also here you can see Tomb Guards with halberds. Obviously great to have something on the sides to stop, you know, all the cavalry, because, yeah, blood knights hurt. But in the front line, you see Tomb Guard. Tomb Guard will take a long time to be killed. They are very resilient. Skeleton Spearmen in the middle, though, not as resilient, of course, but they'll hold out for a bit, probably. But in the back, he has Blessed Legion of Fact. I can never really say that with a straight face. It always seems like I'm saying it wrong, but I think it's that. I don't know. Anyway, skeleton archers. These guys are great, you know, with their armor sundering. They're just very useful. They're like the rusty arrows. They're nice to have. But also we have a necrotect to heal up, well, the Ushabti and the Tomb Scorpions, which is very nice. So very useful there. And also Arcan the Black. So that death magic is going to be very nice to help whittle things down. And also those skeleton summons are very handy, because if the vampire counts are going to keep summoning, you know, zombies and skeletons, then you want to do the same. So I love it. Also here you can see Ushabti with great bows and the Chosen of the Gods. So yeah, between these two, they can really put a lot of hurt into elite units. Like Mortis Engines are a great target, as are Blood Knights. So these two will be really good. Oh, also a Zombie Dragon in the air. Yeah, good luck. You're going to get hit a lot by Ushabti. So very nice build. I really like the build. So here, his opponent, you see he's got a front line of Skeleton Spearmen and Graveguard, including the Königstein Stalkers. He's got Sternsmen here, the Tithe. So a lot of regiments of renown, which is pretty cool. Also, he has some Blood Knights, 2 units, in fact, of Blood Knights. Blood Knights, if they get a clean charge on Ushabti with Great Bows, the Great Bows are basically all dead. It is crazy how good these guys can do on the charge against a unit like Ushabti, because they just outnumber them. So, you know, you get 2 or 3 models on each of these, and they take a huge amount of damage. They don't have the best melee defense. Actually, it's not too bad for the regiment around. 47? Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and 40 for these guys. Alright, I lied. It's actually not bad, but it's not enough for the charge bonus, so it's gonna hurt, guys. So, also, yeah, Mortis Engine, definitely gonna be a threat to, you know, all the Tomb Guard in the front, but the Tomb Scorpions will be able to sort of hunt it down a bit. I know they're anti-infantry, but they hit pretty hard, so that'll be handy, and of course, Ushabti are gonna do a huge amount of work to Mortis Engine. Also, Vampire of Shadows, so Melkoth's and Enfeebling Foe, both very nice spells. He's also got Heinrich Kemmler to be able to heal things, which is very good, and Summon Dead, of course, you know, that's just his thing. So also Krell. Krell will do a ton of damage to any of those elite units. It is very handy to have Krell knocking around, especially with big constructs and things. It's very good, you know, big construct comes with a Mortis Engine, summon Krell next to it, and he'll make a good bodyguard. Also, we can see a corpse cart in the back, so yeah, he'll be healing and buffing units as well. Very nice. So that's that. Let's speed things up. So straight away, you can see the Ushabti are trying to go for the Blood Knights, which makes sense. I mean, of course, the biggest threat to the front line and the battle in general is the Mortis Engine, but the best counter to that is the Ushabti, and the biggest threat to the Ushabti is the Blood Knights, that they're actually very good at killing. So, you see what I mean? Take out the threat to them, and then they're safe to take out the threat to the rest of the army. So, I think that is good. Good prioritization there. So here you can see the Blood Knights, they are getting Invocation into Hecht, but even then, they are suffering quite horribly, and halberds have gotten in the way. But these guys aren't braced. It's often best just to leave them standing still, just to let them get charged, because you're going to get that charge defense. But the Blood Knights did actually pull away. Now here, Blood Knights are coming into the other side as well, but we're going to see the halberds are going to start moving again, and here Arcan is going to summon some skeletons in the way. So this is beautiful, beautiful way to keep these guys bogged down and stop them from getting to the Ushabti. Because you can see here, those Blood Knights are taking quite a bit of damage. Even with all these annoying hills, they're getting some good shots in. So once they're dealt with, the front line is going to be in trouble. But here you can see the skeleton spearmen are obviously having a lot of trouble. Amazingly, an enfeebling foe on them, so 0 and 5 for their melee attack and defense. Yeah, you're going to kill them anyway. It's not really all that necessary. But here you can see the Tomb Scorpion is getting stuck in. Now here, this is one mistake, which is it's a bit of a weird one. I just don't think it's worth bringing Doom and Darkness against the Vampire Counts, honestly. It's very rare that you're going to need to just break their leadership in order to win, because you can't have them suddenly run away and then chase them down as they're running. You know, they're not going to break. So, sure, they might start crumbling, but you better just hit them with a damaging spell if that's the case. An upgraded Doom and Darkness, great in a load of matchups. But against the Undead, it's not going to work. And here, it was mistimed anyway, because you can see leadership is way too high. When leadership is this high, never bother casting a Doom and Darkness. It's for finishing off things leadership, because it's not like a rolling thing. It's just a static -16, so it's not worth doing. So that was one unfortunate effect there. But the Soul Blight is going to be very handy, lowering all their armor. It's going to allow the Tomb Guard to get more damage in, so that's very, very nice. Here, though, the Blessed Legion did get really caught out here in this surge. Needed to pull them back. You've got to be careful about that, because the Blessed Legion could be getting a ton of good damage into that Mortis Engine. So here you can see the Blood Knights are almost dealt with. Krell has been summoned. He's getting sort of bullied by the Halberds and Arcan and the Necrotect in there. He's suffering a lot. So that is very good for the Tomb Kings to be able to knock out Krell like that. Because Krell, he'd probably actually be better off just in here trying to kill these Tomb Scorpions, because these Tomb Scorpions are a nightmare. But anyway, here you can see the Blessed Legion. I think they're pulling out, but it might be, yeah, they're trying to pull out, but it's a little late for them, which is a real pity. Here, the Blood Knights, yeah, they're crumbling. They're about to go. But they do get a nice charge, and you can see, even just with 8 models, that was a big chunk of health. These guys really suffer against something like the Blood Knights. You know, they're anti-large and the charge bonus together, it hits so hard. So that's pretty brutal, but they're getting dealt with. So over here you can see Halberd is still in reserve. These Blood Knights had been chased around the entire world. Here, Skeleton Warriors are just chasing them, so he's going to charge and try and deal with those. But honestly, when they're this far away, there's a summoned unit, so they're going to crumble. So these Blood Knights could have actually just run off this way and tried to get into the Ushabti that are basically unprotected right now. So anyway, the rest of the fight is underway. It's just a classic Tomb Kings versus Vampire Counts thing, isn't it? It's just a massive mess of units. But you can see the Tomb Scorpion has managed to get in here and is going for Kemmler. Kemmler is not a very good, he's not a good duelist. He can't fight a giant scorpion made of rock. It's just not his thing. So, not good for him. But anyway, so another, this will be the Ushabti summon, that's right. So the Ushabti summon is going to pop up here to try and bog down this corpse cart and the Blood Knights. These Blood Knights were very, very dumb to run in, honestly. You really want to get them on these targets. Just charging into here, this is going to take forever, and frankly, the Vampire Counts can win this engagement pretty happily just from having the Mortis Engine in here. So you really want to make sure the Blood Knights are going for these targets. They're going to be able to soften all this up. So now these guys are actually just shooting into the infantry. So this is a real mistake. They're just not getting damage into the Mortis Engine, which is what they are great at doing. They really need to be doing that. So they did kill the Blood Knights, which I think was a good call, you know, because that keeps them safe from anything else. But now they need to take out the biggest threat, and the biggest threat is this Mortis Engine. This Mortis Engine is going to sap the health of all of these units. It's going to be very difficult to take down. But the Ushabti are great at that kind of thing. So yeah, take out the Mortis Engine quicker, and none of these units, I mean the whole army here, is getting healed by the Mortis Engine. Although it looks like Arcan just took some damage, so he's just used his curse, which hit the entire army, which is pretty great too. You can see suddenly the Vampire Counts units are really suffering in here, thanks to that curse. So pretty damn cool. But that Mortis Engine is going to be healing everything up, and it's going to be damaging everything else. Mortis Engine is definitely the biggest threat, and you want to take it out. But Kemmler's dead. So, yeah, poor Kemmler. But he did some work. And there's still a vampire, and a Mortis Engine, and a corpse cart, although the corpse cart looks like it's going to go in a second. As are these summoned Ushabti, they've almost had it. But the Blood Knights have been dealt with now, basically, so yeah, there they go. So, yeah, biggest threats to the Ushabti with Great Bows, they're gone. You know, so these guys now can just shoot at that Mortis Engine, but they're still not. They're still shooting into the infantry to try and whittle it down. But, you know, they're shooting into infantry that are just getting healed. You may as well go straight for the Mortis Engine, because, I mean, even these guys are all crumbling anyway. So as long as you can take out the mortis engine, all this stuff is going to crumble, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about getting extra damage into it, really, because none of these Graveguard or anything can do a lot to the Tomb Scorpions or, you know, the Lords and Heroes. Got to watch out for the Vampire, of course. It's probably good to get the Scorpions on the Vampire and have the Ushabti on the mortis engine. So slight, you know, issues with prioritization of units here, but I mean, great build, and you can see it's really just the strength of the build is riding this through. It's fantastic. It's just carrying this this battle. It's really cool to see. But here you can see another big old blob of skeletons. Gotta love Arcan for that. But Arcan is not good at dueling another vampire. That is not good. So yeah, he's crumbling. He's gonna go. He is gonna go. Which is really bad. And also, he is in range of the mortis engine. It's going to be sapping him too. So there he goes. There's Arcan gone. Which is a real pity. Because, yeah, that vampire, he can duel pretty well. I say he, she. She can duel brilliantly. So you want to get these Tomb Scorpions on her. Try and kill her quickly. And you want these Ushabti to be shooting at the mortis engine. As I may have said. I may have said that. Anyway, so, Ushabti now, Chosen of the Gods, run out of ammunition, so they're running in. So they're going to help whittle this stuff down. Of course, the Sternsmen are still going. That's always the case. The Sternsmen are almost always the last thing to go down. So they are taking some pretty big damage. But here, yeah, this is pretty crazy. You know, that Tomb Scorpion's taken a ton of damage, being attacked by the Mortis Engine and the Vampire. Because frankly, the Mortis Engine, it is anti-infantry, but it's also anti-armor. It can get some good work done if it can hit. So, yeah, not a bad shout. You know, the Tomb Scorpion is suffering here. And now the Vampire is helping too. Sort of anti-heroes, giving a really, really good weapon strength there. It's definitely hurting. I mean, look at that. Huge chunks of health coming off. So, yeah, they need to goon this Vampire quickly. Because now, the Mortis Engine isn't even the biggest threat. Pretty much everything is dead that is going to be good at healing or good at killing, so it almost doesn't matter anymore. The time to kill the Mortis Engine, you know, as a top priority is kind of gone. Now it's just this Vampire that needs to die, because this Vampire can duel anything. You know, Vampire wasn't a problem when she's bogged down by Tomb Guard and other nonsense. Now, though, real threat. Here the Necrotect is really suffering. Of course, he's only on foot, that Necrotect, so the anti-infantry bonus of the Mortis Engine is going to hurt. So yeah, this Vampire needs to get killed by these Tomb Scorpions. But it looks like he's trying to bail out his Necrotect. If his Necrotect can get another Restore out onto one of these Tomb Scorpions, that would be very nice indeed. Sternsmen, they're still going, but barely. And yeah, still plenty of ammo with the Ushabti. So you can see here, the Mortis Engine did get taken down. And now it means the Tomb Scorpions can focus on the Vampire. Unfortunately, the Necrotect is dead, which is a real pity. Poor Necrotect. Yeah, it's not been great for the Tomb King's leadership today. Anyway, so now it's just the Vampire left. But frankly, just one Vampire. I mean, she doesn't have her buffs on, so her weapon strength is back to normal. Still pretty good. But yeah, against two Tomb Scorpions and the Ushabti shooting her every chance they get. Yeah, that was a big old chunk of health there. That was pretty brutal. So here in a second, we are going to see another spell go off. Just as a last-ditch effort to try and get these guys to crumble. Melk Ults Mystify Miasma. It's not going to be the best. And, yeah, this doesn't look good. Army losses hit. So there you go. It's a win for the Tomb Scorpions. Screw it. It's a win for the Tomb Scorpions and the Tomb Kings. So, Pyrrhic victory. So, yeah, I loved it. I loved it. First battle ever? I mean, that's great. I mean, come on. Everyone remembers their first time, and it was rubbish, right? So this was really impressive. I love to see it. A few different, you know, a few tweaks. I think Doom and Darkness, great spell. I love the spell. I'm constantly going on about it, which could be why archerm thought he'd give it a go, but it is not good against vampire counts. It is great against low leadership factions, not an entire faction of unbreakable units. Yeah, it's great for causing a chain rout. So you get something like Beastmen or Greenskins, for instance. Hit them with a big Doom and Darkness, you know, when their leadership is a bit iffy. And if you've got any terror-causing units, they're just going to terrify it away, and then you can just run through them and, you know, kill them as they run, which is super useful. But here, yeah, it's not going to be enough to get them to crumble, especially in the initial engagement. So that's one thing to watch out for sure. Also, the Ushabti, you know, they could have killed that Mortis Engine. Look at that, 178 kills. That's a huge number of kills. Just a horrible, horrible amount of kills. So yeah, as soon as those Blood Knights were wrapped up, yeah, got to get in and deal with the Mortis Engine instead of shooting the infantry. Because the infantry, they're just going to get healed by the Mortis Engine, and your own guys are going to be suffering while the Mortis Engine is fighting them. So definitely try and shoot the Mortis Engine. Those are the two biggest things there. And also, yeah, be careful with your Lords and Heroes. Just keep an eye on their, you know, on their little tiles down the bottom to make sure they're not taking too much damage. You can always check, you know, you can always have a look. You can see all the health bars at the bottom. I mean, I'm gesturing here, but of course there's nothing here because we're on the wrong screen. But you know what I mean. So yeah, be careful with that. that's definitely something you want to watch out for. Because, yeah, Arcan, he's pretty squishy. I know he has to be in combat to get his skeleton summons recharging, but you still got to be careful. He's not the toughest. So you want to get him into a fight that seems good for him, and make sure nothing tries to hunt him down in that fight. You know, get him out, put him in the other end, and let your guys keep bogging down anything that might hurt him. That's the best way to do it. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it, guys. But absolute pleasure. Amazing to see someone getting into multiplayer. So, Archer M, I hope this isn't going to be your only game. It'd be great to see you on ladder. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.